All right, Shalom. Want to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach his truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So, it's actually a lot of things happening, but it's going to key on a few things. A few things I observed today. One thing, the main thing, one of the things talked about. You had something with a quote-unquote UAP, but we know that to be a chariot of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Some a whistleblower or some hearing. Right, I'm gonna get the article, but I think the dude was like he's ex-military, and he was talking about an encounter he had in 2012. All right, you had something. You had the effect of the things happening with the wars over there with the small hats in Qatar, Russia, and Poland. You had at this, I think it was like some dinner or something. You had these pro-Palestinians come in, and it was something where the president was at, and basically they were chanting things. And, Trump was looking at it. He was like, whatever. Then he told security to get him out of there. At first, and of recent, you just had that guy, activist, Trump supporter activist. What's his name? Something Kirk. What's his name? I'll get his name. Something Kirk. He just got out of here. The Lord took him out. And that's just a few things off the top that's happening of recent time, recent hours and days. And that just go to show how like the Lord is having his prophecies unravel every day and a little more intensely, man. You got the whole tension between Jacob and Esau. That's getting revved up more and more. Even though it never left, but it's just getting revved up more and more. You got the tension between Esau and other Edomites revving up. It's a whole bunch of things. You got the tension between Elam with Pakistan and India. It's so much happening. It's like, but I want to stick on this topic because, what this guy saw as far as these so-called UAPs, that goes in part with Israel's salvation and how the Lord Yahawah, when he comes back, how he's going to deliver the elect. He's going to deliver those same things that they've been seeing all through the air for God knows how many years. I'm pretty sure for a nice amount of years since they've been able to see it. And I'm talking about like not just see it with their eyes and on the ground. I'm talking about like with their space programs. All right. So what I want to get to, I'm gonna get to scripture. So this is in the book of Luke, and it's Yahawah speaking. And where's Okay. So this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 31, and that's where I got this title of the video. It says, this is Luke 21 and 31. It says, this Yahawah speaking, says, so likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is nigh at hand. So now we seeing all these things come to pass, we know that the kingdom of heaven is nigh at hand. Shalom, be more. We know that it's nigh at hand because like all the things that the Lord said was going to be happening and that the Lord had the other prophets say was going to happen in the last days is all taking place now. And the main thing, brothers always say the main thing we're waiting for is the MOTB. But aside from all that, you have an influx of things happening. I'm talking about like every day, every minute, every hour, every second. And it's not going to stop. You think it's not going to be nothing from what happened with Russia and Poland? The whole thing with Israel and Qatar and America knowing about it? All these things, and then now on top of that, and there was a hearing a couple months ago, but now on top of that, now you're having more issues and discussions publicly about so-called UFOs, UAPs. Just the other day, remember B More? I sent you the text the other day. Was that Monday or Tuesday morning? Yo, those are chariots, man. Matter of fact, I should post the videos on the YouTube, man. Because it was because it was stars there, but the chariot was moving, and it was moving extra fast, extra fast, and it was all in one unison. It was a bunch of them, man. So like that's what the Lord said when you look. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read that in NLT of Luke chapter 21 verse 31, and it says, "In the same way, when you see all these things taking place, you can know that the kingdom of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is near." Now, when you go into Luke the 21st chapter, it basically mirrors what was said in Matthew the 24th chapter, when it talked about wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes. You had earthquakes happen. I think you had some earthquakes just took place over there in Nevada. They said it was mad earthquakes in Nevada. All these this is all prophecy. The signs in the heavens and the earth. You had in New Jersey this past weekend. And it's actually en route to where we go, one of the spots we go push camp at. There was a crack in the road in that vicinity. It was a big ass crack in the road. So they had to evacuate like 17 families from their cribs. So like, what do people think that like is actually happening? And on top of that, now you got guys that was ex-military, XYZ, talk about the chariots that they saw years ago, and now all of a sudden everything is being declassified. But that's what the Lord said. Oh, hold up, matter of fact, hold up. Since that's Luke. Oops, shit. So, there's also Yahawashi. This is the book of Luke, the same book, 12th chapter. It says, Luke 12:2, it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed. Now, what do they call those things, them files about these so-called UAPs? They call it declassified, which means what? It's been classified, it's been kept secret. But now the Lord is having these devils even reveal these things, because now the Lord is having these chariots being seen more by the naked eye of regular people. To where they probably go on these government websites and ask like, yo, I'm seeing these things flying in the air. I know it ain't no stars, ain't no flute, ain't the government. Because you had a couple months ago, you had the whole thing with the orbs. And the orbs, and then Esau put the drones out there. But they said the orbs, there was a Jake in the army that said on TikTok, he said that the orbs wasn't the government. Because remember, I think it might have been what is that? At the end of last year, like I know it was around the time the presidential election was still going on. You had a bunch of orbs being seen through a couple states in America. So like all these things happen, and then remember, this is in Esau's kingdom, so he's seeing these things, and now he's starting to get a little nervous. And now all of a sudden, that's why you got Trump. All else fails, hey, go press the Israelites. But little do these devils know, them oppressing us is only we know that we're closer to your downfall. We're closer now to Revelation 12:12. Hell, if we're not even experiencing it already. All right. So he says, this is Luke 12:2. So, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. And we go into NLT, it says, the time is coming. This is Yahawashi speaking. This is what the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. He says, the time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Hold up. Let's go to this article and hold on. That's the spirit. Because now it's called declassified, which means it was classified, which means it was secret, put in secret, but now it's coming out. And it's coming out, and that's through the spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because why now? Because we're at the end. It's quite obvious. All right, but only the ones that the Lord has given the spirit to know and understand will truly be rejoicing and happy in these times, man. Because if you want to talk about who should be happy, shouldn't it be the Christians that should be happy? But no, you have Christians talk about they want peace. Well, how do you want peace without who you call Christ, whose name is Yahawashi? That's who's going to bring the peace. So as long as these devils rule, ain't going to be no peace. All right. So this is from the Independent. Oh, Charlie Kirk was in there. So this is from the Independent. And I tried to use I think they used something from CBS News, because I wanted to use something else, but it was acting stupid. So it says, group of military whistleblowers testify under oath. Under oath. You know how Esau goes about under oath. And it says they've seen UFOs and the government is part of a cover-up. Whoa. Part of a cover-up, but what did Yahawashi say? Yahawashi said in Luke chapter 12:2, it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. I think I might turn the title into that. All right. In the NLT, it says, the time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Verse 3 of Luke chapter 12, it says, therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And that's what these devils been doing. A whole bunch of secrets, man. Hey, secrets do shake these other heathens too. Just see whoever been holding secrets as far as like, you know, what the Lord is speaking about, which is like, you know, people in high places, the government, military, it's all coming out. They're blowing a whistle. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 3 in the NLT. It says, whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered behind closed doors will be shouted from the housetops for all to hear. And we're starting that now. This truth being revealed, because now this truth is being revealed. Now Esau is being revealed. That son of perdition is being revealed. So now he's just going out horribly, because now he knows his time is short. That's why the scripture said what? He should come down upon you a great wrath, because he knows he had but a short time. And each day that passes, we're getting further away from his time. And his time is just getting shorter and shorter by the day. Because soon enough, this is going to be the so-called end of this year. And then what you think going to bring into next year? What you think going to be happening next year? You think it's going to go all back to how it was for America in the early 1900s? No. It's going to continue to be like this, more fucked up, more fucked up, until the missiles come. And all these prophecies that the Lord had the prophets write and spoke about thousands of years ago is all going to come to pass. Well, the ones that haven't come to pass yet. So that's a great segue to this article. So remember what Yahawah said, for there's nothing covered that should not be revealed, right? So it says, group of military whistleblowers testify under oath they've seen UFOs, which we know to be chariots, and the government is part of a cover-up, because if the government is not part of it, and none of these other nations are taking whatever it's saying, they're not taking responsibility for these flying objects up in the sky, and they're being seen in other countries too. I believe there was some so-called UAPs they were seen in Ukraine not too long ago, and Russia, and they do it a lot. And a lot of these flying objects, a lot of these chariots have been seen around a lot of military bases. So you already know what time it is, because that's the Lord's army. So they circling the ops. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, man. They out here. As they say, we are not alone. So it says, what the fuck, man? Yo, this. Oh my gosh. So it says a group of military whistleblowers testify under oath that they have seen unidentified flying objects and accuse the government of being part of a cover-up. So Esau's government covering up America. It said GOP Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who chairs the House Oversight and Government Reforms Task Force on a declassification of federal secrets, chaired a panel Tuesday on unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, another name for UFOs. So hold on, let's go into that word, declassified. Oh, that's classified. That's classified. Oh, shit. Oh, I don't have past tense. Okay, that's cool. So we have declassified. It means this from original term logic. It says with difference to state secrets. It said declassifying, declassification. Hold on, what the fuck? What the hell? Come on, can I get a word? Oh my gosh. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back to this article. I'm gonna look up, hold up. I just want to see what they have for definition of declassified. declassified. Okay, here we go. So the definition of declassified, that's from Google. So I guess this is what is Oxford? Okay. So it says declassify, it says officially declare information or documents to be no longer secret. And what did the Lord say? What's done in secret shall be revealed. They talk about these are declassified. So these are already events that took place. They were just kept secret. But now Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi got these devils revealing themselves, man. Let's see what Merriam talking about. Merriam-Webster. So here we go with declassified. It says, this is from Webster's dictionary. It says, to remove or reduce the security classification of a secret document. So you have a bunch of secret documents that these devils got. All right. So like now everything's being revealed. Oh shit. Okay, so back to this article. So now we got a picture of what the Lord said. Like, look, these things are gonna be revealed as kept in secret. So who been keeping the most secrets? Esau, Edom, man. All right. So I'm gonna back again. So it says GOP Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who chairs the House Oversight and Government Reforms Task Force on the declassification of federal secrets, chaired a panel Tuesday on unidentified aerial phenomena, another name for UFOs. See? You see that? So now it ain't secret no more. It says Air Force veterans Jeffrey Nusatelli and Dylan Borland, as well as Navy veteran Alexandra Wiggins, spoke at the hearing, along with journalist George Knapp, a prominent figure in the UFO disclosure community. So all this stuff is being revealed. So it's all being brought out. It says Republican Eric Burleson of Missouri showed the hearing mysterious never before seen footage of an orb. Remember the orbs that happened later last year, 2024, of an orb or an unknown object off the coast of Yemen on October 30th, 2024, being struck by a Hellfire missile. Remember that? So that was almost a year ago now, because next month is October. So we approximately a month. So that's not that long. I mean, excuse me, approximately almost a year. You know, and it said off the coast of Yemen. So that's not just in America, but I remember seeing that it said that the most UFO sightings have been seen in America. It said the object continued on its trajectory after being struck by the missile. So what? Esau shot a missile at the orb UAP, but we know that it had to be the angels, because what else was it? No government is taking responsibility, saying that it was theirs. So that means it was a foreign object, not even from this stratosphere, man. Not even from this realm. So you shooting something from this realm at something from a different realm, and not only a different realm, but also a more advanced realm. We're talking about the spiritual realm. We're talking about the realm we're talking about the heavens, man. And you Esau, you other nations, Moab, you have no work for what the Lord is about to do to you, man. It says that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off, and it kept going, said Knapp. That's a server where there's a whole bank of these kinds of videos. Hold up. There's a server where there's a whole bank of these kinds of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public has not been allowed to see. Knapp added, hinting at a cover-up. Let's go back to what Yahawashi said. This is what the Lord said. This is what the Son said, man. The Son of Yahawah said. When they asked the Lord, yo, what's going to be a sign of thy coming? Well, I don't know if he wasn't, I don't think they asked him at this time, but you know what I'm saying? You still got to think about it. There's not too much before. All right? So Yahawah said, this is Luke chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered, and what they said, they sense a government cover up. For there is nothing covered, especially things of this magnitude. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So what, this government been hiding from the Congress and from the people, the public? But now it's being revealed at hearings like this. And now you got the social media, now you got the internet, so this news is traveling fast. And remember, people have already been seeing things in the air already. They've already been seeing this aerial activity that's not of this realm. It says, verse 3, it says, therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness, this verse 3, shall be heard in the light. So now it's coming to the light. All these secrets that they kept, all these conversations they've been having, is all coming to light. That's from the least of it to the greatest. You got things even happening in fucking wicked sports, wicked music industry. All these secrets are coming out. The freak offs and all that shit. All this stuff is coming out. Because while we're at the end of this kingdom, so the Lord is breaking down everything that made this kingdom great, and everything that people adore in this kingdom, he's breaking it down. It says, for therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear in the closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So it's going to be heard throughout the whole earth. All these secrets, all these secrets that you've been keeping, your government from the people is coming out. Because why? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi said so. All right? I'm going to read verse 12. I'm going to read Luke 12 and 2 in the NLT again. It says, the time is coming. And now we here. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed. Everything that is covered up. And he said, what? This is a government cover up. Declassified. Things that were secret being made known. Exactly what Yahawah said. And now what? Now look where we are now. Now it's being exposed by your own military, your ex-military people. So it's not just some quacks. These are people that was actually on the field when they seen these things. They saw it. There's footage. And he said there's a bunch of footage of these things these events taking place, man. It ain't just started in 2024. So let me go back to that article. So he said there's a server where there's a whole bank of these kinds of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public has not been allowed to see, not added, hinting at a cover-up. But what did the Lord say? Everything that is covered shall be revealed. It says former Air Force military police officer Nusatelli said the video provided exceptional evidence that UFOs exist. The witness told the hearing he experienced 5 unexplained incidents at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California between 2003 and 2005. I was in high school, man. Sophomore and senior in high school when this took place. Not knowing nothing of the truth, not knowing nothing of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. But the prophets was already out here. You already had the apostles that was already out here kicking his word, preaching his word. You had the apostles Tahar, Gabar, Ramlab, Rakah, you had all the apostles out here. I mean, not all, you had the apostles that's still out here. You had them out there already. And this is a couple years before what? Before the truth really spread like wildfires before YouTube. So you already had these events where they got these people saying they saw so-called UFOs. But it's really, we tell you, it's the angels of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the things that were spoken, the clouds spoken of in the scriptures, man, which are the chariots. The same things he gonna come down and tax your ass with. He gonna bust your ass, Esau, and you other nations, man. He's coming down with a host of the heaven's armies, man. An innumerable company of angels he's coming with. It says, and that claim that government documents reveal that intelligence officials admit that UFOs are real. So basically something not of man flying up there above us is real. It's no more undeniable. And so now what proof do you need? Your government then told you. Esau, Massa, then told you. So now but people still not going to believe because they're going to have to just see it destroy them. They're going to have to see America destroyed to really get the point. It said the documents The documents from military and intelligence personnel behind closed doors admit that these things are real. See, behind closed doors. Hold on, let's go back to, hold on. The documents from military intelligence personnel behind closed doors admit that these things are real. Hold up. So let's go back to Luke chapter 12, verse 3. You can do a whole video just with these two scriptures alone. Luke chapter 12, verse 3. It said, therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closet shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So now let's go back to the article. It says, it said the documents from military and intelligence personnel behind closed doors admit that these things are real, that they're not fictitious, Knapp said. They can fly in formation, they're evasive, and they outperform any aircraft known to exist, including ours. The public, of course, as I said, has been told something much different. So what? Lies. But now it's being revealed. You ain't got to say no more. They already just admitted that it's real, and they spoke about this behind closed doors. It says Borland said he experienced sustained reprisals after blowing the whistle on unexplained sightings as a U.S. Air Force veteran. Hold up. So, no, let me go back real quick. And then you get that, just look up Dylan Bortland and look up independent or UFOs and whatnot, UFO whistleblowers, Dylan Bortland, and you'll find an article. So let me get this one last scripture because I don't want to make it too long. Oops. So this is the book of Luke chapter 21. Where is it at? So this is the book of Luke chapter 21 verse. I'm gonna start 25, but the point is in verse 27 and 28. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. You just have some blood moons, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations. Are we not seeing the distress of nations, especially Esau, Edom? Are we not seeing the distress to America? Are we not seeing the distress to the Ishmael over there in Palestine and our land? Are we not seeing distress among Israel, the actual Israelites still? It's distress among the nations. Because what? We at the end. All right? It says, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Verse 26, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So all these things people are saying, everybody getting afraid. But who's not getting afraid? The prophets of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because why? He gave us not the spirit of fear. And Lord willing, we be part of the elect. Brothers have been pushing in sincerity and truth. He's going to protect us in those trying times that's coming, man. Hell, that's already here. But it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. I'll read that in the NLT. So this is Luke chapter 21, verse 26, and it reads, people will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth, for the powers in the heavens will be shaken. So people are going to be afraid of these things. People are going to be afraid. People are afraid right now, but people are going to be, more and more people are going to get more and more afraid. Because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Until ultimately, boom, Yahawah come back. And he's going to go into it. Luke chapter 21, verse 27, it says, and then shall they see the Son of Man, who is Yahawah, coming in the cloud with power and great glory. And the cloud is a chariot, man. So those same things they call so-called UAPs, that's what Yahawah is coming in. It's what it's in the Bible. And this is written, this was mad long ago, man. 2,000 some odd years ago, this is written, man. Yahawah was talking about his own return. So so you don't need it's all the answers in the scriptures, but the Lord only gave the understanding that these are the answers to a few people, to a few men. Everybody else is blinded, so they're just gonna be in fear of when they start to see these things. But the prophets are gonna know, because why? It's prophecy. The same thing they've been talking about is gonna be happening for the longest. All right. Verse 28, it says, and when these things this is Luke chapter 21, verse 28, it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And I seen those chariots the other day, lifting up my head, just lifting early in the morning. Seen a bunch of activity up there. And that's what Esau's seeing. They're seeing that activity too. Brother been seeing chariots for years now. Hell, Esau been seeing chariots for years now. Clearly. But he been secret about it. See, we open about it because we know what? It's for our salvation. And they know it's for their downfall, man. That's why they kept it secret. Because they know they coming for them. But they can't tell the public that. Because then everybody will be shook. They can't tell that Edomite public that. Like, yeah, we're the Edomites, and they're coming down to save these people that we've been oppressing all these centuries, and still to this day. To this day. So I'm going to read that in the NLT. So this is Luke chapter 21, verse 28, and it says, so when all these things begin to happen, stand and look up, for your salvation draweth near. And that's it. For your salvation draweth near. So now you got Esau and these ex-military people talking about it, having all these big hearings. Governments admitting that these things are real and that they've been keeping it secret. It don't get no more clear than that. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach your truth and all truth sincerity. Shalom.